Alright, so let us look at this question on pie charts. Okay, so the question says there are 25 pharmacists, there are 55 clinical officers, there are 65 nurses, and there are 5 physiotherapists in the city. Represent this data on a pie chart. Okay, so for us to represent any type of data on a pie chart, it means we have to find a portion, okay, for that specific uh, distinctive quantity that we want to show on that pie chart. Okay, so if for example this is a circle, we know that a circle, a full circle, has what, 360 degrees. Okay, so when you make a pie chart, it means you're just dividing this circle into portions. Okay, so they can be like that, like that. Okay, and then these portions here will have different angles. Okay, so how do you find an angle that represents a portion? Okay, so we're going to say angle is equals to, okay, um, the number of quantities or number of items in that category. So we are going to say number of items, okay, divided by the total number of items, and then we are going to multiply by 360, like that. Okay, we're going to multiply by 360. So what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? It means for us to find the number of items, we can pick any category here. Okay, so here we have these health workers. So some are pharmacists, some are clinical officers. Okay, so if you want to find the angle for pharmacist, it's just going to be equals to, angle is equals to, and then you put the 25 for pharmacists, and then you divide by the total number of health workers that we can see here. So the total number will be 25 plus 55 plus 65 plus 5. Okay, that total number that you're going to get here, you are going to multiply it by what? Not 100, you multiply it by 360. Okay, so because the angles are measured in what? Degrees. Okay, so you multiply by 360 degrees. So this is the approach that we are going to be using here. Okay, so I'll just explaining a summary of what we will be doing. So now let's solve this question. Okay, so we want to represent this information on a pie chart. So the first thing is to find the angle for each category here. So we are going to say the angle for pharmacists, okay, we will represent this pharmacist by P, is equals to 25 divided by, okay, let's find the total. Okay, let's find the total clinical officers that we have. I mean the health workers that we have here. So we have 25 plus 55 plus 65 plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to get the total as 150 here if I add these numbers there. Okay, I'm getting 150, and then this 150 I'm going to multiply by 360 degrees, okay, to find the angle that you have pharmacist. So this is going to be equals to, and then you just get your calculator. Okay, so 25 divided by 150, and then multiplied by 360 degrees. Okay, so I'm getting a 60 degrees to represent the pharmacist. Okay, what about the clinical officers? We're going to say the angle for clinical officers, okay, we're going to represent them by CO, is equals to, we're going to say 55 divided by 150 multiplied by 360 degrees. Okay, so we just punch this onto our calculators. So it will be 55 divided by 150 multiplied by 360 degrees. It's giving me a 132 degrees. Okay, so that's for clinical officers. What about the nurses? So we're going to say the angle for the nurses represented by N is just equals to 65 divided by 150 multiplied by 360 degrees is equals to, okay, so it means there we're just going to say 65 divided by 150 multiplied by 360. I'm going to get 156 degrees. Okay, so we are just remaining now with the one for physiotherapist. So we are going to say the angle for the physiotherapist. We are going to indicate this by pH. Okay, it's just equals to, we're going to have 5 divided by 150, then multiplied by 360 degrees. This is going to give me 12 degrees. Okay, so these are our portions or our angles in that we are going to use to draw up this pie chart. Okay, so you can see that we have 12 here, 156, 132, and 60. So make sure that when you add all these angles here, okay, your total should be what? 360 degrees. Okay, so let me try to add this to that on my calculator. Okay, it's giving me 360 degrees. Okay, so once you have that, you can now represent this information on the pie chart. Okay, so we are going to say, let's write here, the one for pharmacist is 60 degrees, the one for the clinical officers is 132, and then the one for nurses, we found it was 156 degrees, and then the one for physiotherapists, okay, we just find it was 12 degrees, like that. Okay, so we are going to use those angles now to come up with a circle. Okay, so let's use those angles to come up with a circle. So we are going to say this here is my circle. Okay, maybe I didn't draw it properly there. Let's draw it properly. Okay, so we are going to say let's erase this. So we're going to say this here is my circle, and then this circle we are going to divide it into 4 parts. Okay, so the first part we get the biggest one, which will be for the nurses. So for the nurses it's 100 and what, 56. So what you should know, that if we cut this circle into two halves like that, okay, that's a bent line. So if we cut this circle into 2 halves like that, it means that this here is 180 degrees, even this one here is 180 degrees. So as we want to have 156 degrees, okay, so it means that this guy here should not cut straight like that. Okay, it can become a little bit bent there, or we can say we draw another line like that. So it means this is 90, this is also 90, and this is 90, even this is 90. So it means our 156 will be somewhere where, okay, will be somewhere here. Okay, so all this part here will be our 156. So let's draw that now. Okay, let's draw that now. Okay, so we are going to say our 156 is just this, and then it comes like that. Okay, so we are going to give this big portion a 156 degrees, and then we are going to say this is representing the nurses, and then the other one which is big is this one here, which has 132. So 132 will be somewhere there. Okay, will be somewhere there. So we're going to say this is 132 degrees, and then this is for what? For the COs, or for the clinical officers. And then we are remaining with a 60 here and a 12. So the 12 is the smallest. Okay, so we can just write a small portion to give the 12 like that. Okay, so this here we're going to say this is 12 degrees, and it represents the physiotherapist. Okay, and then the remaining part there we're going to give it to the pharmacist. So the pharmacist here, which is P, will just be what? 60 degrees. Okay, so when we add 132, 156, 60, and the 12, we should be able to get the total of what? 360 what? Degrees. So we've represented this information that we were given there. Okay, we've represented it in terms of a pie chart. Okay, so that's basically it. That's how you represent the data into a pie chart. All right, so that's it for this video.